All right, guys, so at this point, you already know that our cars are being targeted, right? Let's just keep it 100 here. Mopars, Chargers, Challengers, Cats, Durangos, T-Rex, Trackhawks, SRTs, the whole nine. Let's just keep it 100. I don't have to go into that. If you watched any of my videos, you already know. With that being said, I don't know how you guys are riding, right? Pause, forgive me. How you're riding in your car. Like, what means and methods are you using to protect yourself from getting pulled over, you know, getting active, or whatever the case may be, or even just driving your car on the day-to-day basis, right? The biggest thing is you want to see them before they see you. What I mean by that is dealing with police, getting pulled over, just putting yourself in bad situations where you might stand out and you didn't know that they were there, and then they pull you over from there. When you're with the boys or with the squad or whatever and you're getting active, you need some sort of protection, right? You can't be flying blind. You know, whenever I get in this car, I'm always on 10 as far as my devices and what technology and stuff I'm using. What I mean by radar detectors and WAZE, right? The two, I'm not going to say foolproof because there's nothing perfect, and these systems are certainly not perfect. I've seen quite a few cops that are just chilling that, you know, either they had their radar on and my systems didn't pick it up, or they didn't have their radar on and they were just trying to scare you kind of deal. But they're not perfect, but it's better than nothing, right? What I'm using right now is the Uniden R3. Now, this is actually an old model. You can get this on Amazon. Hold on. This is an old model. You can get this from Amazon for like $289, $269 right now. And they just did an update for it that makes it, you know, damn near perfect. And the benefit of this particular radar is that it's what they call long range. So in other words, you're supposed to be able to see them for miles way before they see you. So we've already talked about that. You already know radar detectors, but what else do you know that can help you in the meantime? WAZE. All right, WAZE. This is WAZE right here on my phone. WAZE and a radar detector. All right, so what do I mean by WAZE and a radar detector? So boom, here's the difference between those two systems. Here's why you need both of them in combination with one another or in tandem. WAZE is good for stationary police, because WAZE is essentially crowdfunded by human beings, right? Human beings that are driving, they have WAZE up, they may see a police officer pulled off in the cut, they'll go into the menu. I'll show you exactly what they'll do. So they're driving, they see a cop, they hit that orange button, and then hit police right there. I'm not gonna do it because I'm trying to keep my score pretty good. And then they'll hit police, and then it'll show up right here where I am currently that there's a cop. Now, that's all well and good when we're talking about stationary police, right? I mean, that's equivalent of, or you know, that's good for police officers that are parked, right? Simply put, if they're parked in the corner or parked in the cut or parked in the woods or something, if you're in North Carolina, you know that these state troopers will park anywhere that they choose to when they want to pull you over or when they want to catch you slipping, especially off of 485. I've seen some of the craziest stuff from state troopers in North Carolina, which is why I don't play around with them. But that's only good for stationary police officers that are parked. If you're passing a cop and you see that, you know, I don't know, if you think that maybe he's got his radar on, but he's driving and you hit the police sign and it drops on the map, that's stupid, because obviously that cop is in motion, they're driving, and wherever you just landed that pin for the police, they're not going to be. And then of course the next person that's behind you that sees that on the map is going to come to the realization that that cop is not there. They're going to pick it up and keep on going. To my understanding, WAZE has done this thing now where if you are reporting multiple false alerts, in other words, you report that a police is at this particular place on the map, or an accident or construction, and then somebody comes behind you and states that it's not there, that affects your score negatively, right? Almost like an Uber. If you don't have a good experience, you get a negative score, and then over time, I would assume that they stop trusting you, like you lose your credibility or your trustworthiness, whatever. But WAZE is good for cops that are chilling, that are on the side of the road, that are behind whatever, chilling, right? Your radar, however, is good for cops that are in motion as well as chilling, right? Like I said, in motion. In motion is the biggest thing. So if you're actually driving and the cop is behind you, or if you're driving and the cop is on the other side of the road driving, or if you're driving and the cop is coming around a corner or something like that, that's when your radar comes in handy. And that's when it's beneficial to have what they call a long range radar, because what's going to happen there is, so like I said, the biggest thing is you want to make sure that you have kind of all areas of potential interactions covered. Nothing's perfect, right? No system is perfect. No police radar is perfect. No WAZE system is perfect, obviously. WAZE is probably the worst of the worst because it's crowdsourced or crowdfunded, or it's controlled and operated by humans, right? You got some people that will purposely put down a pin that doesn't exist just to fuck with you, right? I can imagine. Most people don't, because it's like, why would you go through that trouble? But some do. But if you're using those two systems in tandem with one another, you should, for the most part, be okay. Now, with that being said, let me brighten you up a little bit. Things getting a little dark. The way that I ride is, pause. The way that I ride in my car. The way that I ride in my car is I'm always running my police radar. As soon as I start up my car, obviously that starts up. And then, of course, I go to WAZE. Now, I don't like WAZE for navigation. I think Google Maps is better. So if I'm navigating somewhere I need to go and I don't know where I'm going, I use Google Maps, but I also use WAZE in the background. So boom. All right, so I'll go to Google Maps and like, I'm going to Vitamin Shop today. Actually, this is perfect. So I'll go to Vitamin Shop, come in here to, boom, bow. There it is right there. So that is Google Maps. What a lot of people don't know is WAZE is still running in the background. And there it is. It's always running in the background. So you hit that blue thing up there and it takes you right back to WAZE. So whenever something pops up, such as a cop or debris in the road or construction or something like that, WAZE will pop up and give you an audible alert even over Google Maps.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, like, it is the most.
And then once you tap on it, it pops right up and lets you know exactly what's going on. So if you see a cop and then it pops up and says police ahead, once you tap it, it's going to take you right to it and let you know that they're there. And then, of course, I'm always using my police scanner. Police scanner is always on. Now, as far as my settings are concerned, every police scanner is different. Every police scanner is different. Every make and model is different. But to my understanding, the codes are relatively the same. You got X-band, K-band, KA, laser. I think you got a MRCD, which is like a red light camera or something. There's another YouTube channel where I get all this information from. It's called WAZE Radar. I'll put his link in the description. You can go to his page and check out all of the intricacies of police radars and all that stuff, and what particular state is using what code, because every city and every state is different. Every municipality, every police department is different. But in Charlotte, Mecklenburg, they're pretty much running menu. So I've got highway, city, which is the most sensitive, highway, advanced, city, all that stuff. GPS on, speed camera, red light, let's see here. X-band off. X-band is an old frequency that a lot of departments don't use. K-band, honestly, is an old frequency that a lot of departments don't use, but I keep it off because, you know, it's just annoying as hell. Like, X-band can be a police officer or it can be a door at a convenience store, and we'll talk about that in a minute. So I got that off. KA band is big. In North Carolina, or at least in Charlotte, KA band is big. That's probably 80-90% of what police officers use. Laser, obviously. K-pop, got that off. MRCD, KA-pop, I got that on. Anything that's KA, I'm running in my car. K-filter, KA filter off, because all of that. I'm not going through all these settings because it's a whole bunch of shit. All right. So I did the best that I could. I'm not about to go through each one of my settings on that damn thing because it's a lot. Trust me when I say it's a lot. There are more comprehensive, in-depth YouTube channels to go over that. WAZE Radar, I'll put the link in the description. Go to his channel if you're interested in radars and signals. Every city, every state, every municipality is different. Like Mecklenburg Police Department runs something completely different than what Kannapolis or Concord, Cabarrus, and these are all in North Carolina within 30 minutes of each other as far as the cities are concerned. So they all run different frequencies. So wherever you live, Charlotte, Concord, Kannapolis, Gastonia, it'll be different in your area. So you want to find out exactly what the police in that area are running. You know what I mean? And then you can adjust your radar to that. Now, once you go out of that city or out of that state for whatever reason, then you can start turning stuff on and off. But for the most part, you want to keep it specific to your area. Now, my radar is, I would say, 85 to 90% accurate, especially with moving police officers. So if they're moving, they're not even in pursuit, but just in movement, they're driving. My radar is pretty good about that. And it picks them up from a long range distance. To my understanding, as far as the position is concerned, you want your radar to be high up on the glass. I know a lot of people have their radars down there. I've seen some people that'll have their radar off to the corner, off to the side, out of their vision. you want it kind of high up. Now, I used to have my radar mirror tap to my mirror. Something happened to it, long story short, and I've just been kind of OG thugging it out right now and having it plugged into the cigarette lighter. But I do plan on mirror tapping it again and going from there. A lot of you guys recommended the blend mount, which is what connects to, shout out to my man 797 Tarantino up in Raleigh. He suggested the blend mount, which allows me to connect the radar to my actual rearview mirror up here. Like the mount itself connects up here as opposed to being suction cupped to the glass itself. I'm working on that. I'm being lazy, but ultimately you want your radar to be as high up on the glass as possible to get the best signal as possible so that nothing's being blocked out, you know, so that it's not being blocked out by your car or a car in front of you, whatever the case may be. But between those two systems, radar and WAZE, that's how you want to ride when you're getting active. Now, if you're just chilling and maybe you want to run a different navigation, by all means, Apple, Google Maps, whatever, but keep WAZE in the background. As soon as you get in your car, activate WAZE, put it in the background, and then put whatever map you like on top of it. Google Maps, what's the other one? Apple Maps, whatever the case may be. But make sure that you got WAZE running in the background because it will alert you when stuff is going on. So let's go out here and see if we can test it out and see if we can get some alerts.
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, like, it is the most.
And then once you tap on it,
following the theme right
it pops
now.
right up and lets you know exactly what's going on. So if you see a cop and then it pops up and says police ahead, once you tap it, it's going to take you right to it and let you know that they're there. There we go. See what I'm saying? Now, nothing popped up on WAZE because I'm assuming that cop is probably moving, but see, we got to be getting closer to it. Yeah. Maybe not. But, you know, that's one of those situations where that cop could be anywhere in the vicinity right now. Like, he could be in front of me, he could be behind me, he could be down that street right there. We just don't know. But it's picking up something. So it's one of those things, like, once it picks it up, it would behoove you to slow down because the cop is in the area somewhere. And that's another thing about police radars is, like, they're not perfect. They're not always accurate. But still, if, you know, something pops up and you get a signal, stop or slow down. Not stop. You don't want to stop on a highway, but definitely slow down so it at least alerts you to what could be there. Whether it's there or not, that's a different story. Could be a false alarm, or it could be there, but maybe it's just on a different street. Because the thing about these long range police radars is that because they're so, you know, the range is so far out, that police officer could be, you know, 1.5 miles, 2 miles down the road making a right, and, you know, your radar picks it up. And here you are in the right-hand lane like I am, or the left-hand lane like I am now, about to turn. So it's like your radar is picking up a cop that's 2 miles down the road that's about to make a right. So you're not going to see him with your eyes, but obviously the radar does. So a lot of people look at that and say, oh, that's a false, you know, false detection, false notification. No, it's not. It's just the radar is doing its job so well that, you know, the human eye can't see what it's picking up, which is good. But like I said, as soon as I hear my radar go off, I slow down immediately, whether I can see the cop or not. Now, the bad thing about this particular version, this Uniden R3, is it doesn't have the arrows, because this is an older one. This one came out like 2000, I don't know, 15, 16, something like that. So this one's a little bit older. This one doesn't have the arrows. And because it doesn't have the arrows, I can't tell whether or not the cop is behind me, in front of me, to the left or to the right of me. With the new one, the R8, the R7, it does have radar. It does have the arrows. So you can see exactly what direction the cop is in, whether it's in front of you and it's coming towards you, or whether it's behind you and you need to, you know, be looking in your rearview mirror or your wolf box. Shout out to wolf box. So, you know, that's just one of the things there, but it's good to have either way. This thing has never let me down. The one time that I got a ticket was the time that I literally had it disconnected. I just disconnected it because my detailer had disconnected it on accident. That's why it's not mirror tap now. But so, I mean, at the end of the day, is anything perfect? No, nothing's perfect. No system is perfect. No radar is perfect. WAZE is certainly not perfect. But it's one of those things, like, it's better to have something than nothing, right? It's better to have something, you know, in your favor that's working for you than have nothing at all, you know, riding blind. Soon as I get my car and I start it up, I start up WAZE, and I get in the background and I let it do what it do, and then obviously my radar is always running as soon as I start my car. So for the most part, I'm straight. It's not perfect, but it's something better than nothing. So check me out. Tell me what you think about it. Tell me what you think I'm doing wrong. For you guys that's got the Uniden R3, check in or tap in. Let your boy know. I will be ordering the R8, which is the newest one from Uniden, because I just think it's a better system, you know, and I need more with this car at least. But as always, guys, it's been your boy Knockout 360, man. Holla at me in the comments. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.